guys plan on carrying an Echelon in a RDS holster, we have options for you. We also have the 4-inch PDPs. You can find those products on the website, rdrgear.com, along with our belts, placards, chest rigs, plate carriers, you name it. We're gonna revamp for 2025 a lot of our Kydex offerings. You'll see some new things coming very soon. We've been working on that throughout the year of 2024, and you'll see some new things in 2025. So if you have questions on product, belts, gear, K9, Safariland, rdrgear.com. Guys, also just keep in mind, this is kind of 3 mini reviews. So I've included chapters on each of the pistols. So if you feel you want to skip around, you're more than welcome to. That'll help you guys watch the video and consume it a little easier. Everyday carry guns, EDC pistols. This is a little different format for you guys. And please, if this video works for you guys to watch, comment below. This was a video request submitted to me from one of my followers on the RDR IG side. He is now of age to have a handgun. He's moved to a state where he can kind of have carte blanche, and he kind of sent me a message and saying, hey Jeff, I'm stuck on 3 pistols. I really like the Walther video he did, but I'm really loving this Fuse, and I love how the Echelon works. I haven't got to shoot an Echelon yet, but I really am stuck on these 3 guns. A comparison review would be super cool. I got to thinking about that, and I don't know if I've ever done that because sometimes comparisons get a little crazy. So I think I've got a good format for it. So if you see me looking at notes, that's why, so I can keep my thoughts organized for you guys. But there is something to be said in regards to everyday carry pistols and the consumer who's looking to buy one. Even though these 3 guns are different, each has some pros and cons, but the one thing they do is all shoot the same. And I'm gonna explain what I mean by shoot the same as we go through this video. So if there's something you guys enjoy, like, share, comment, hit the like button, and of course, especially comment below, let me know if this format works for you. I laid these 3 guns out. As I mentioned, Rob is asking about, he gave me some detailed notes on why he liked each pistol. And I've ranked these good, better, best. And it's going good, better, best. And I'm explaining why. And I'm really gonna give you guys details on my consumer opinion. So as you guys watch this video, kind of like a virtual QVC, I am the guy behind the counter looking at these pistols. You guys might be the gun salesman. And each one of these guns I have shot, and I'm going to share with you guys what I found while shooting them and what are some of the pros and cons on each pistol. So let's start with the Fuse. The Sig Fuse, you guys all know this came out recently this year. I don't shoot this gun a lot, and there's one reason I don't shoot it a lot. When you look at the Sig Fuse in regards to size and then the 17-round magazines plus the 20-round magazine or 21-round magazine that comes with, this is a great pistol for someone who wanted something that was kind of full size-ish, but could still be concealed carried. The new Romeo X Pros are great red dots. They fit this pistol very well. And the trigger, you guys will see in the shooting portion today, the trigger isn't sway me either way. I think that once you look at how we shot these in more of an everyday carry EDC engagement, these are around 7 to 8 yards. We shot strings of 4 and strings of 5, which I would give service to a bad guy. If there was a threat there, it would be 4 to 5, and it wouldn't be anything further than maybe 7 yards. I would try to address that issue before using lethal if I had to. So, trigger, fine. Serration's great. There's a lot of good things on this pistol that I like. The one problem with this gun that, for me as the shooter, is that if you look at the slide stop right here, and you guys haven't seen a Fuse, this slide stop is basically a rectangle bar, right? It's very easy to bump up because once I lock the gun back, it's super easy without a magazine, with a magazine, just to barely tap that. Well, what happens is when I'm shooting it, this gun is super narrow for me to shoot. I got not huge hands, but I got very long fingers. So places for me to put thumbs and etc. is very tough. So when I'm shooting this gun, I have to really make sure that support hand grip is in a good place, but I can't get too high on it because then the slide stop is getting me in the hand. And so I have to kind of be under the slide stop a little bit like so. And now I'm pretty good on that. Well, when I take this grip and in any kind of recoil, if I don't maintain that really good pressure on this gun, as the gun cycles, I will catch it like this in mid-string. It happened today. I don't know if we got it on video. I think we got it on video a couple of times, where I'm shooting, bang, 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 and then the gun is locked back, and you can see the round ready to go in the chamber. And it's because when you guys look at how this slide stop, it's pretty long in length coming from the slide outward. So when this gun in my hand hitting it like so, I understand that on the camera, is I can literally bump this slide stop up and it will lock the gun to the rear. So that's the reason on the SIG that I don't personally shoot and carry this gun. I'll shoot it for fun range time, whatever. And again, once I remembered that was the issue, I'd have to drop my hands down further, and usually what you'll see my grip is trying to do is something like this. I create a really big gap in here, on this area right through here, to ensure I don't hit that slide stop. But on a smaller hands, female hands, smaller male hands, like a size small glove, this could be an option for you. The texture is great, the slide serrations are great, the width of the pistol is very good for concealed carry. And what's nice about the SIG is that the ratio of grip above the belt line and slide below the belt line make this good for appendix carry because you don't have any tipping on the holsters. So again, this is a great option if someone wanted to have a range / carry gun due to its length, due to the capacity. But for me, this is the good model because of the slide stop design right here. Let's move on to the Echelon. So we just released this video. The gun just came out on the 3rd of December, but this gun is growing on me, and we just got in the sample of the ZR Tactical guide rod and spring. I'll have more for this as they launch more stuff. The Echelon, when this thing came out, I made a comment that this would be a gun that would push Glock in a different direction. I do believe that. When you look at the pistol, and this is one of Rob's things, it's super cool looking gun. A lot of the features of this pistol are aesthetically pleasing. He has not found one locally in a gun shop to rent yet and try. That's what I've been kind of telling him to try these before he buys one. But this, when you put this in the hand, it is every bit of a Glock 19 in size, just with better comfort in regards to the stippling, in regards to the slide stop location, mag release. You'll notice how the stippling kind of comes up to the top here on both sides, the index points on the frame itself. And what's cool about that is, since this is all stippled and kind of laid out, you can go back and add stippling as you wish and where you want to put it. If you need something a little more on that support thumb side, perfect. And you notice that the takedown lever has that curvature as well. So as you lay that support thumb in there, the slide stop or takedown lever and your index point both have texture there. So that's a super cool feature. You'll notice as well there's a double undercut on the frame, and that double undercut is textured as well. Again, another spot you can add texture to if you choose. This gun, I don't have any of the same issues as I have with the Sig Fuse, because you'll notice how minimal that slide stop is there, but very easy to get to if I need to. Very easy to lock it back as well, with and without magazine, and we're good to go and dropping that there. It's pushed back far enough. It's got a little bit of shrouding around it. Very well placed, good to go there. My personal thing on the frame is, and this has been on kind of both Echelons, is the backside. It's kind of like, the frame swoops in to right about to the undercut here, and then it flares out. And what happens is, when I go to grip this gun, I catch this outside edge on my hand. And again, you guys, this is me, all right? These are things that I'm not looking for, but I'm looking for things that I notice after I shoot these guns for a significant duration of time. And these are areas in my hands that I notice in a pistol that kind of gets me a hot spot. I fix this on almost a lot of my other polymer guns, and that's just beveling this edge right? But this corner right here, this flat edge, that's what kind of gets me when I grip this pistol. Because the harder a good position here, when I bring the support hand in and I lock that thumb down, that's where I get it. The more I go out here, the looser I get grip. I feel there's a gap growing back here. So if I stay tight to the gun and I stay there, that's when I start to feel the pressure, and the pressure is good. This is a good grip, but I get that little hot spot back here. And that is really the reason for this pistol being the B. Well, I should say two reasons. One, and then the other is it still has a little bit of high presentation. The gun presents slightly higher like a Glock does. And that can be mitigated with different back straps, but again, it still has a pretty steep grip angle, similar to a Glock, so it's gonna present a little higher, so I have to remember to level the gun out on the presentation, and that sometimes can cause a dip in presentation, so I've got to readjust. So those two things there is why I think the Echelon is rated as the better of the three guns. But man, this gun, if you guys are looking for that mid-sized Glock 19-ish pistol with a lot better styling, better serrations, trigger I feel is much better than a Glock, the Echelon 4-inch compact is where it's at for sure. Lastly, the gun that I feel checks all the boxes for me in regards to frame design, frame modularity, if you have more than one gun, slide, red dot, trigger, mags, everything, is the Walther PDP 4-inch Pro. Now you'll notice when I say 4-inch Pro, this one here is a little different because I have multiple PDPs. This is the barrel from a regular PDP, a non-pro model. That's why you don't see the threaded barrel up front. This pistol is not new to me, but it is new in my primary EDC pistol. So this is the gun that I carry on the daily. This has now been my carry gun now for about, a little over a month. When I did the review on this one, I was carrying an M&P 2.0 compact, and I forgot that I had this gun in the safe. And so when I look at this pistol and I started shooting it in a more of an everyday carry format and got a holster for it, I'm like, this is a much better pistol for me in regards to the actual performance of using the pistol and how well the gun carried for me on a daily EDC. The biggest thing, number one, on the frame of the pistol. The PDP frames fit my hand very, very well. This deeper undercut right here and that narrower access right here does not give me the same issues as the Echelon does. It's not wide back here for me, so I don't have that kind of hot spot throughout shooting the gun. The slide stops are super far back, very narrow, so now I'm not riding it or rubbing on it in my grip because I clear it completely and I have a good position for my support thumb. The mag release is easy for me to get to without augmenting any of my grip. That's the same with all three pistols, but again, another feature there. The optics mounting plate was super simple. The dynamic trigger, I'm happy with. I don't care either way on the trigger on these guns, as I mentioned earlier. They're everyday carry pistols. 7 to 10 is my distance. Doesn't matter to me what's in there. This one just happens to have the dynamic trigger. The magazine is the base pad mag, the 18-round magazine. I did take the magwell off the pistol. I felt the magwell was a little bit much for a carry gun, so I've taken it off. I do know that this keeps it longer, but having that extra bump with the bump pad, I feel is a little bit easier for the reloads. And if I choose to carry a stock stock magazine in here, I can. It's just a little bit awkward in regards to sticking it out and having that weird excess of mag below this grip area here. So I use the bump pads on the mags that came with the pistol just for the aesthetics and being a little more less snag proof. So when I look at this pistol, this checks all the boxes for me. The grip is there. It allows me to get a good two-hand presentation. I get good tight grip pressure here, easy to operate the magazine, mag out of the gun, slide stop, all the things that I want to do to manipulate this pistol. Holsters are available. The ratio of above and below belt line is there, and that's what, for me, makes the PDP 4-inch the gun to go to between all three of these. This is the best. And as I mentioned, good, better, best. The Echelon is the better, the Fuse is the good, good, better, best out of the 3 pistols. And you notice all 3 guns are very similar in size, style, stock triggers, no mag wells, light rails, optics ready, etc. When you look at all 3 pistols, they are very similar in their size and application, and they shoot extremely similar as well. So this is 1 magazine out of every pistol at the same target. Reason I do that when I'm kind of comparing guns or take this kind of have a curiosity for myself, I shoot the same target, all 3 guns, no marking, no, just shoot all 3. So what happens is one of these guns, and today I knew how these 3 pistols would perform, so we only shot 1 mag each. If these were 3 that I had never shot before, I would have shot several mags out of these guns, and I would track those rounds. Because what's happening is we would see a pattern. And there would be a pattern. If one of them was giving me some grief, there'd be a pattern developing on the target somewhere, somehow. Maybe it's high left because I'm squeezing the gun and pushing that direction. But this is all vertical track on the target. Everything is there. Guns were zeroed for all 3 pistols. They just shot very well. The kind of erratic rounds up here, right, is the fuse. These 2 is this right here in the middle. It's just because I caught myself losing the grip on the fuse. But you guys, when you look at that, and this is not to me be condescending or a jerk, whatever. I have been shooting handguns for 30 plus years. I have shot a shit ton of pistols. And for me to pick up a gun and not figure it out in a mag and a half is unlikely. It's just kind of one of those things. I shoot a lot. And so when you guys are out looking for handguns as consumers, and that first mag that you rent the gun counter, and that gun is a little bit off or you feel it's weird, don't judge that first out the gate, right? It needs a few. It's like a brand new pair of shoes. They may break in and you actually end up liking them. But trust your first instincts. It's like shoes. If it's uncomfortable, they pinch, they hurt, they're too tight, that's your gut telling you that, hey, these aren't for you. Same thing with pistols, right? Don't force it because your favorite influencer said it's the best thing ever, or some tier 1 ninja says this is the gun to get. Get the gun that best fits you. And once you make that decision, now it's all about time on task. It's about getting to the range, getting training in, getting practice in, getting rounds down range, shooting the pistol to learn the gun. As I mentioned, these are 3 different pistols, but I've never shot back-to-back together like this, and this was the result today, and you'll see in the B-roll. We just shot a mag a piece, was 4 to 5 rounds per gun, depending on the capacity in the pistol, and everything's very, very similar in an EDC engagement distance and an EDC shaped target. This is the center paster of my sticky targets. These are great because you can just shoot them, paste them over, go back again. So center mass on a C-zone style target. But you guys, there is nothing that one of these guns in performance of bullets leaving the gun does better than the other. It is all about how well they fit you as the end user, and that's the biggest thing you have to decide. Look at, and I'll be honest, what's cool is drawing your eye, and cool factor is a factor, right? But at the end of the day, I've owned all 3 of these guns. I purchased I purchased this one. This one was sent to us, and I purchased this one. But you know, when the more I spend on the PDP, the better I shoot it, the better that gun performs for me. So again, guys, this is what I got for you today. Rob, thank you for the suggestion on this video. It's kind of something that me and Crispy both thought was a pretty cool format, and it gives you guys at home just some kind of you and me conversation on these 3 guns, some of the physical comparisons between the 3, but also hopefully helps debunk some things that one is going to do better than the other. It's all about the Indian, not always the arrow. Till next time, guys, be well. Take care.